That's what I love about this. So, okay.
And what is it? A 4-year with a 3-year? What is a 3-year?
It's 3 with a 4
option?
with a 4-year with the fourth option.
Yeah.
For the first rounders, if you're a second and beyond, it's just a straight 3-year. There is no 4-year option. That's why Russell Wilson is up for an extension at the same time as Cam and Luck, because he got drafted in the 3rd round, so there is no 4th-year option. You only get a 3-year deal, which is second and beyond. So, okay, now Marcus Mariota has fallen to 6, right? But let's say the Jets don't take him. Let's say Todd Bowles is like, he's a defensive coordinator by trade. He's a defensive head coach. He wants to go defense too. Damn it, they didn't get no interceptions last year from the secondary. So let's say he pulls a bold move and goes and gets, I don't know, the kid from Washington, Shaq, whatever his name is, the corner from Washington. All right, cool. Now we're at number 7, and old Jay Cutler. And here's the thing with that. I don't think Mariota gets past 7. Like, some people think this kid might drop to 10 because the Chicago Bears need defensive help as well. But they're thinking he may drop to 10 at St. Louis. Now, if that happens, there's a chance that you may be able to move up from 20 to 9. Maybe, if you have enough pieces to offer the New York Giants. Because the Atlanta Falcons don't want to do nothing, and they're not moving.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, someone has them picking a guard in the yeah. Somebody hadn't been reading the tea leaves. I don't know whose mock draft this is I'm looking at, but they have the Falcons picking a guard. Yeah, good luck on that. Everybody and their mama knows the Falcons are picking pass rush. They were at Clemson today for their pro day, talking to the boy Vic Beasley, who is a monster.
He's the truth.
Yeah, that kid's a monster, dude. Like that dude put on 15 pounds and got faster. Good for him and whatever he's taking.
Yeah, especially when you talk about, because I know you're a big fan of the combine, and you know you had me watching the combine, so I know that usually what ends up happening is these guys end up trying to lose weight to get faster, and it ends up hurting them in most cases. But Beasley did the complete opposite, which is, in my opinion, gives them even more high marks.
That dude put on beef.
To grab somebody like that.
Yeah, that wasn't fat he put on. That was beef. American grade A. So, and this is the Sports Kings podcast via Spreaker.com, SPREAKER.com. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Sports Kings Live. If you're listening to this podcast, it's something moves you, or you want to critique us, or you want to tell us how bad we are, go right ahead. You can also email it to sportskingsatl@gmail.com. So basically what I'm saying is this. Okay, the Redskins, right? They moved up 4 spots, right? Gave away 3 1s and a 4. Now, my favorite trade of all time, the Falcons with the Browns. This is probably more apropos, right? And all I'm telling you guys about is the market, where the market has been set. So there's been a precedent set before now. The Falcons infamously gave up 2 1s,
the whole draft,
a 2 and 2 4s. They gave up 5 picks for a wide receiver. So at the very least, if my man, because this is about the same amount of spots, it's 21 spots. They want to, this is 21 spots. So if they want to go up hypothetically, go up from 20 to 2, yeah, we're talking about a king's ransom. We're talking, to me, it's not viable. Unless this dude takes one of those Aaron Rodgers type falls and everyone's just running away from him. If he goes where he's expected to go, which is at least number 6, at the very, very least number 6, best case scenario, number 2, because the Titans are full of crap about this whole Zach Mettenberger thing. There's no way. There's no way Chip has enough pieces to get to that point. Unless he pulls some hoodoo voodoo on somebody and make them give him a 3 or something for for a 1 and some 5s.
We'll see what I was reading before the Jones-Drew, not Jones-Drew, but before the Shady McCoy trade went down.
Yeah, no one's trading for Maurice Jones-Drew anymore.
Well, I mentioned his name for a reason.
Yeah.
I was reading an article out of San Jose, and basically what they were saying that if the Eagles wanted to move up, they could have worked out a deal with Shady McCoy to go to Oakland. And I guess it was because they knew that Maurice Jones-Drew. I mean, you talked about him the other day, but he announced his retirement today, so that opened, that would have opened up a spot.
There's certain people who don't need to make announcements.
We're looking at the draft order, and I don't really see Marcus unless something happens between now and draft day. I don't see that dude drafting that far.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible because people have a lot of questions about the kid. He's a very, very meek, mild-mannered young man. You know what I mean? So that's his red flag. James, his stuff is the sexual assault and the crabs. Marcus is his demeanor and his as well as the system that he played in. The reason I say he can get past the Jets is because the Jets did it. They did that already. But you remember Geno's season? Like at one point in Geno's last season at West Virginia, that dude had, what was it? He had more.
All the games with no interception?
Right. What was it? He had more completions than, it was some weird, wild video game type stat. And then he cooled off in the back end of the year.
And threw just as many picks as he did touchdowns.
Right. I don't think it was that many, but
the thing is, he stopped up the play.
The Jets they've been down that road before with a spread quarterback, trying to adapt him to an NFL system in that market, and you see it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So there's a chance they look at that and say, we'll keep on moving. With Chicago at 7, they've got Jay Cutler's under contract. Whatever you feel about Jay Cutler, he's under contract. He's getting paid $5 million guaranteed. So he's there. He's there. Now, if you want to take a chance on drafting his successor that early when you have so many holes on defense to fill, because Lance Briggs is out of there, Peanut Tillman is out of there, you got some holes to fill. Julius Peppers left last year. You got some things to do with that defense. That Chicago defense wasn't a Chicago defense that we're used to looking at last year. So they've got to, Coach Fox has got to fix that and just ride with Jay. You still got Jay, you still got Matt Forte, you still got Alshon, and you got Martavius. For now, you have Brandon Marshall. He seems to be on the trading block as well right now. Who just signed a brand new deal 10 months ago. Jesus Christ. Boy, they be coming back for cash money. They come back for your money. Oh, my God. Gee whiz. But, and you mentioned the combine. I'm glad you did because this has been this has literally been in my notes since Monday. And I haven't said anything about it because other things have come up. But this thing where they're proposing changes to the combine, making the drills more position specific, eliminating the 40-yard dash, maybe making it 60 for wide receivers and 20 for linemen. And all this comes from the NFL and their reactive nature. They always want to react to people. Like, stop listening to fans. Fans are stupid. Don't do that. Everybody's like, oh, the combine doesn't mean anything. Anybody can get out there in some shorts and a shirt and run. Okay, idiot. It's not for that. And everyone else in the media, well, not everyone, so many people in the media are pumping that same narrative. It's more than that. It's more than just, all you need is the medical and the interviews. No, you don't. Because we've seen people take meteoric rises. We've seen guys like Ricardo Lockett. We've seen guys like, what's the kid from Georgia Tech name that we were talking about the other day? Stephen Hill. We've seen him.
Oh, yeah, Stephen Hill, yeah.
Guys like Megatron, who everyone was like, man, if this kid runs a 4.5, this is going to be a lock.
And Baby Thomas, too.
I still remember people saying,
his rises to come by.
If Calvin Johnson can run a 4.5, Calvin Johnson got down there and ran a 4.3 and killed everybody. So we've seen those situations, and we've also seen other situations where dudes showed up not ready to go. Anybody ever heard of Lindale White? Oh, yeah. He spent showed up at the combine pudgy as hell. And that's a part of the evaluation. Like this is your job.
Where were we?
I don't know. Where were we?
What year was that? Were we working over at 680 then? I think that's what we were working at.
I don't know. It was right after the Vince Young National Championship. So the year after that calendar year. So whatever calendar year that was.
So it had to be. Yeah. So, that's what we were.
Because basically what it is, it's a job interview in which you already know all of the questions. You know all the questions. And we want to see who's working, who came prepared. Like, now it's on TV, so now all eyes are on you. Who's here to perform when the lights are brightest? That's part of it. And the other part of it is these coaches don't get to see these players. Scouts get to see these players. They watch all the film and all that stuff. This is the first time that a coach like Tom Coughlin or Dan Quinn or any of these head coaches get to put eyes on these players. It's important. Like, for all these people that are dismissing the combine now because you've become inundated with it. Like, you don't remember the days when it wasn't on TV. Now it's like, oh God, more big black guys in tights running very, very fast. Oh my God. All right. I still enjoy it because I remember some of these dudes combines and now I see what they're doing in the league. Guys like Antonio Cromartie, dude didn't even play at Florida State, was like, you know what? My mama's sick. I got to go make some money. And killed it. Dudes like Mario Williams. He became the first overall pick after his combine workout. Remember, it was all about Reggie Bush. It was Reggie Bush or it was going to be Vince Young. And the Houston Texans was like, nope, we playing the league with Peyton Manning. We got to get him on the ground. Mario Williams go to the Pro Bowl every year. It's stuff like that guys like Vernon Davis, a tight end that ran 4.3. What? Like, those are things that I remember, like, years down the line when I see these guys. And I say, yep, everything they did that day translated to something more. Now, there are guys who underperform, like Tamba Ali and all those Penn State dudes. I remember they declined to work out. And then they had their pro day, and everybody sucked. Everybody was horrible. Like, Tamba Ali ran like a 4.8. It was ridiculous. But Tamba Ali's a baller. Like, he balls out there in Kansas City. So, it's not the end-all, be-all. It's the same argument I have about analytics. It's not the end-all, be-all, but who's crying about having more information? Like, it's always good to have more information, especially when you're about to invest millions in somebody. You want all the information you can have. That's in life. If you're about to make an investment in something, don't be that fool to be like, oh, I don't need that paperwork. Of course you do. Of course you do. You need every scrap of paper regarding that investment that you can find to make the proper one, to make an educated investment. That's all these people are doing. So all these people who are like, oh, I don't want to see fat guys run. Well, every TV now comes with a remote control. Turn it.
You can change.
It's all good. Ain't nobody going to be mad. NFL ain't going to be mad because people like me going to sit there and gaze at it. It's interesting to me. It's still interesting. It'll probably be always interesting to me. And that's just what it is. This is the Sports Scenes Podcast. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and reset. My bad.
It's the Sports Scenes Podcast on Spreaker.com. Sports Kings Live is our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to comment on anything you hear during your listening of this podcast, you can also email us at sportskingsatl@gmail.com. What were you about to say?
No, I was saying that, while you were talking about the combine, you admitted to something prior to that when you were saying that you were comparing Geno and Marcus Mariota, and I went back and just looked at the stats for the last 2 years in school, and pretty much Mariota is Geno. I mean,
well, no, if you're looking at stats, Marcus Mariota is the best quarterback, the best statistical quarterback in college football history. If you're looking at stats. Yeah, that dude threw like 100 touchdowns, like 4 interceptions or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I'm saying he put up phenomenal stats, but I'm just saying overall, the numbers kind of mirror each other. And so you look at Geno, his last 2 years, 346 or 526 for 4,385 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. His senior year, 369 for 518 for 71%, 4,200 yards, 42 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And then you had Mariota, 2013, 245 or 3